Hello viewers, we are going to learn what is depreciation. Basically, in general terms, depreciation is considered as the fall in the value of fixed asset due to constant use, passage of time or obsolescence. Now we all know that every fixed assets have the tendency to reduce its value when they are put into constant use. Let us come to discuss the various causes which affects the value of depreciation. There are several causes. The first cause is wear and tear. When we talk of wear and tear, it means the deterioration in the value of asset. When we put any asset for constant use, its value reduces. The next cause is obsolescence. The term obsolescence means that out of date. When any new asset comes into market, there is change in technology, there is change in demand, then the value of asset decrease. The next important cause is expiration of legal rights. There are certain categories of assets which value is reduced after the agreement term expires. Such kind of assets are patents, copyrights, etc. The last but not least cause is the abnormal factors. Abnormal factors are those factors which arises due to certain contingent events like accidents, earthquakes. So we have understood the various causes which affects the value of depreciation. There are commonly two methods of calculating the amount of depreciation. They are: number one is straight line method and number two is written down value method. Under the straight line method, it is assumed that the usage of asset will be same over the years and therefore the constant amount is charged every year over the years. There is a formula for calculating the amount of depreciation under the straight line method. Let us come to the formula. The formula for calculating the depreciation under the straight line method is C minus S upon N, whereas C indicates the cost of the asset, S indicates the estimated scrap value. What is the scrap value? Scrap value is the value which is estimated to be realized after its useful life, and N indicates the number of years. Therefore, the straight line method has a constant use of asset. Now we will discuss the another method of calculating the depreciation, that is written down value of method. This method depreciation is used on the assumption that the use of the asset. Under this method, the depreciation amount goes on declining over the number of years. Now, after knowing the value of depreciation, we must understand the accounting process. So, how we calculate? So, we will take an example which we will solve with both the methods by straight line method and written down value method. There is a machinery which is purchased on 1st January 2009 for rupees 2 lakh and the depreciation is charged at the rate of 10% per annum. We have to calculate the depreciation under the straight line method and written down value method. Let us see how it is being calculated. There are comparison between these two methods. In the straight line method, in the first year the cost of the machinery is 2 lakh and the depreciation is at the rate of 10%, which comes to rupees 20,000. In the written down value method also, we have calculated the depreciation on the cost of the asset, that is 2 lakh, and at the rate of 10% the depreciation is 20,000. Now in the written down value you are seeing another figure that after charging depreciation of rupees 20,000, the book value of the asset has gone down to 1,80,000. Let's see what happens in the next year. In the second year, you see that under the straight line method, we are charging again the constant amount of depreciation at the rate of 10% for rupees 20,000. But in the written down value method, we are calculating the depreciation not on rupees 2 lakh, but we are calculating the depreciation on the book value of the asset which is remaining at the end of first year. The book value of the asset in the second year, which was the closing of the previous year, is now 1,80,000. So now this year we will charge depreciation on 1,80,000 at the rate of 10%, which comes to 18,000. Now the book value at the end of second year under the written down value method will come to 1,80,000 minus 18,000, which is 1,62,000. So we see that the depreciation has been calculated on the written down value method. In the third and last year, we have assumed again we are charging depreciation at the rate of 10% on a constant basis under the straight line method at rupees 20,000. But under the written down value method, we are calculating the depreciation on the book value, which was the closing of previous year, on 1,62,000 at the rate of 10%, it comes to rupees 16,200. So at the end of the year 31st December 2011, the remaining value of depreciation asset will be 1,62,000 minus 16,200, that will be 1,45,800. So what we see that the amount of depreciation under the straight line method is constant over the years, but under the written down value method we are charging the depreciation on the book value of the asset. There are certain revisionary points for you. Define depreciation. Name the factors affecting depreciation. And the third basic discussion is name the methods of calculating the amount of depreciation. Now we will discuss the method of accounting for the depreciation. When we talk of the method of accounting of depreciation, there are two methods for recording the depreciation on the fixed assets. The first method is charging the depreciation to asset account, and the other is creating the provision for depreciation account. Depreciation to asset account, we make certain entries for that. First, for recording the purchase of asset, we have to pass the accounting entry asset account debit to bank or vendor account. If you purchase the asset for cash, we will credit it for bank account. If you purchase the asset for credit, we will credit the vendor's account. Now if you have to charge depreciation at the end of the year, under this method, we will first debit depreciation account and charge it to asset account, and for transferring the depreciation to at the end of the year to profit and loss, we will pass the entry profit and loss account to depreciation account. So what is clear that under the first method, when we directly charge the depreciation to asset account, first we purchase the entry, we pass the entry asset account debit to bank or vendor. Then at the end of the year, when we transfer the amount of depreciation, we pass the entry depreciation account debit to asset account, and then this depreciation is transferred to profit and loss account. Let's see what happens in the second case when we maintain the provision for depreciation account. For charging the depreciation at the end of the year, we will transfer the depreciation to provision for depreciation account by passing the entry depreciation to provision for depreciation account. This depreciation will be transferred to profit and loss account, and the entry will be profit and loss to depreciation. We do not transfer the depreciation to asset account. The asset is maintained at the cost price, but the depreciation is transferred instead of asset to another separate account, which is depreciation debit to provision account, and then this depreciation is transferred to profit and loss account by passing the entry profit and loss account debit to depreciation account. We will understand this with the help of a beautiful example. let us see that. Mohan Limited purchased the machinery on 1st January 2009 for rupees 2 lakh. Depreciation is charged at the rate of 10% per annum and the books are closed on 31st December every year. You are asked to prepare the necessary accounts if depreciation is charged directly to asset account, and then the second case is provision for depreciation account is maintained. We can see it with the help of a following solution. We have to prepare the machinery account. In the machinery account on 1st January, I have purchased machinery for rupees 2 lakh. So we will post it in the machinery account to bank 2 lakh. Then we transfer the depreciation to machinery account, that is 20,000 rupees. At the end of the year, the balance of machinery will be 1,80,000. Now this 1,80,000 will become the opening balance on 1st January 2010. Again we will charge depreciation under the straight line method, the same constant amount of rupees 20,000, and the balance of the machinery will be 1,60,000. This 1,60,000 will become the opening balance at the end of the year, and then it will become an opening balance at the beginning of 2011, which is 1,60,000. And finally we will charge at the end of the third year a depreciation of rupees 20,000, and at the end of the year 2011 the balance of machinery left will be 1,40,000. So what we see here, that under this method, when we are transferring the depreciation to asset account, the value of asset is declining every year with the amount of depreciation. Now let us see how we prepare the depreciation account. In the depreciation account, we are transferring the depreciation at the end of the year to machinery, and every year depreciation will be transferred to profit and loss account. So every year depreciation will be transferred to profit and loss. So every year 20,000 rupees has been charged as depreciation, and all 20,000 of every year has been transferred to profit and loss account. So these are the accounts which we prepare when the depreciation is directly charged to the asset account. But under the second method, when we do not transfer the depreciation to asset account directly, we prepare a separate account for depreciation, that is provision for depreciation account. Let us see how the account is prepared under this method. We are preparing the machinery account for purchasing the machinery for rupees 2 lakh on 1st January, but we are not charging the depreciation to machinery account. The machinery account is showing the opening balance of 2 lakh. Again it is becoming the opening balance next year with the same amount, and you see the depreciation is not charged to the machinery and the cost of the asset is same over the year. So what the depreciation will be recorded now? So depreciation will be recorded in a separate account, and that is provision for depreciation account. So let us prepare the provision for depreciation account. Here in the provision for depreciation account, when we are charging the depreciation, we are posting it in the credit side of provision for depreciation. So depreciation account debit to provision for depreciation. You will see the difference. In the first case we charge directly the depreciation to asset account, but now we are showing depreciation in a separate account, that is provision for depreciation account. So this will become a closing balance at the end of the year. Again it will become opening balance in the next year. Again depreciation of 20,000 will be charged to provision for depreciation. Now the total amount of depreciation at the end of second year will be 40,000. It will appear in the balance sheet. At the beginning of third year, 40,000 will be the opening amount of depreciation, and after charging 20,000, closing amount of depreciation will be 60,000. So under the two different methods, what we see that in the first case, depreciation is charged directly to asset account, and we show the asset account in the balance sheet after deducting depreciation in the asset side. But in the second case, we show the asset at the cost price in the asset side and the provision for depreciation shown in the liability side. So it's hope that you have understood the accounting process for depreciation, and we will understand it better if we practice more and more solutions. So with this I conclude my topic. Wish you good luck. Thank you. Have a nice day.